Welcome back to Beelzebub the Jag. As I mentioned in previous films about a week ago, I've decided to buy complete sill replacement sections. I've got a pair here. I managed, if you saw the videos, you'd have seen I managed to make a decent, put a lot of effort and a lot of time in, made a decent sort of profile of the repair. The problem is the welding was a problem. Obviously the angle I was welding that was a nightmare, but the original metal, the original steel was sparkling. The new material wasn't sparkling. And that's an indication on the other side that you can't get to, you can't see that the surface corrosion, it sparkles like a bit like when you put iron filings in a Bunsen burner at school, and it shouldn't be sparkling. And I continued to weld, and I realised that I'd done the weld, I'd done the repair, but it wasn't going to be good enough. The original panels are definitely going to perforate elsewhere. So I bought a pair of sills. I've got them here. They're a bit enormous, so obviously we can't get the whole thing on camera. But I have to be honest with you, I'm absolutely to say I'm disappointed would be being polite. These are worse than useless. They are completely impossible. They are not going to fit. As soon as I took them out of I didn't even take them out of the box. I started to unpack the box and open it up, and immediately I saw this bit in the middle here, and that's close to being flat. If we get a steel rule here, just pop the templates down so I don't lose them. Am I going to be able to get this in the camera? See, across here, look, the rule just sits on there flat. And that's supposed to be quite curved. The edges appear to be a bit better. The curve there is not bad, but about here should be at least 50% more. This bit should be at least down to there. And this is bizarre. This is the actual flange that sits vertically. That is a vertical, so the sill sort of is supposed to fit like this. Look where the flanges come in. The flange is horizontal. That's supposed to be vertical. Now, if the radius just here were tight enough, then that would almost would. But anyway, just to give you a sense, I've got a cardboard template here. I've made a few minutes ago from the original. There's supposed to be a flat line here, which is, I don't know, it's just about in, but there's nowhere near enough radius. Look at this, look. Let's have a look. Which way? Yeah, that's the top. So we got fresh air of, I don't know, 10 millimeters. So that's the shape we should have. But of course, this should be down there and facing the other way. This profile, the top half to about there, like I said, is not bad. But there's about 50% shortage on the profile here. It should be much tighter. Those of you that saw me making the original panel would have seen it was quite tight. I spent a lot of time getting this tight radius. But of course, if we look in the middle of the panel, it's even worse. There's just no shape here whatsoever. This is flat. Look at that. We've got at least an inch here. So a good 25, 30 millimeters. There's just no shape. So obviously these are going back. They're an absolute disgrace. They're not even close to being. And then we've got these bizarre, which are supposed to be drain holes. We've got all this mess, all this. They're supposed to be. This is not supposed to be risen and lumpy here. That's actually supposed to be cut out. That's not going to drain anything, So at the very least, but look at all it. Just, I can't believe that anything could be so bad. I've already spoken to I've not even tried to sort of try or fit them on the car. There's no point. This is a waste of my time getting down on my hands and knees. They are going back. I've already emailed the seller and said I was very disappointed. And I'm actually he said, well, I'm not very familiar with Jags. I don't know. I'm going to send him the templates so that he can actually try and make the template fit himself so he can see what the problem is. Right. S&NG Barretts do have original Jaguar factory panels, but I think they're £318 or 370, I forget now, but they're way over £300 each, plus carriage. Truthfully, I can't spend that sort of money. Now, they do a reproduction, which really looks quite good, actually, but they've only got the right-hand side, they don't have the left-hand side. I want the pair. And they've been waiting since Christmas they've had their order in since Christmas to try and get the other side. So they'll be quite good if I can get a pair, but I don't, very frustrating, but these are an absolute disaster. See, look, that's the best bit in the middle here, down there. It's all but flat. You can actually feel it. Excuse me. When you sort of rub the panel, you can feel the curve. If you rub it this way, just about there. You feel a flat spot. So this feels really flat. As I've moved my fingers over, I can actually feel, I can feel it going to a bit of a curve, which is nowhere near enough of a curve. Even if the whole panel were as curved as that, it would still be massively under here. But I'm just staggered when I put this steel rule on here. Look, bloody thing's flat. And that steel rule, let me try and put it on the template. Let's see if we can get a flat bit on the template. Obviously, we both know the answer to that. We can't. See, let's turn it over so we can see a bit better. Look, you know, there's no way you can lie that flat. To get it flat, I have to, let's have a look. I have to stick 3/4 of the rule in behind to get it to lie flat. So there's at least 18 to 20 millimeters of curve, of shape that should be bulging out. So obviously they're going back. I'll get a refund, but that's not the point. I'm now without sills, and I just can't imagine anybody being able to make these fit. Well, they wouldn't fit. You know, if you'd end up with 10 kilos of filler trying to get the profile right. So back to square one. Excuse me. Yeah, back to square one. I could, you know, S&NG Barrett have been waiting since Christmas for their left-hand sill to come in, so they're obviously not getting any anytime soon. I can buy a right-hand, but I do need a pair. So, and I don't really want to be paying over £600 for a pair of originals. So we'll see. We'll see. You know, panel fit is very rarely good when you buy. From my experience of buying reproduction panels, they very rarely fit. But this is the most extreme example I've ever seen.